Hey guys! So I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I plan to do an update video pretty soon. The first one will be on the ayahuasca journey that I previewed. What I'm doing is I wanted to make a little video to show you guys what I'm doing, and I want to bring more videos like this to this channel as I go along. And this is dandelion leaves from my backyard that I picked. So that's that. And I'm preparing these to eat. They're very healthy, very nutritious. Like I've known that that they're edible because I work with dandelion root. I drink dandelion root tea. I drink and also I have it like ground up as a coffee substitute. Those I usually purchase. Now I have so many dandelions growing in my backyard, and I've been basically teaching myself how to do yard work, and I'm like, why not eat them? So I am going to try that. They are bitter though. They're bitter. I knew that, but when I bit into one of the leaves yesterday, I was surprised at how bitter it tasted. It tastes like the tea, but even more bitter when you're just plucking it directly from the ground. So I'm gonna prepare these. I let them soak in a vinegar water solution to clean them off and remove any bugs that might have been in there. And you want to make sure if you're going to pick them, you're picking them like you haven't treated your yard with pesticides. I was actually mulling over.
So just wanted to pop in here to say you want to make sure you haven't treated your yard with weed killer. I said pesticides, but that's what I meant to say. If you've treated the yard with chemicals to kill weeds, then you definitely should not eat them.
Let your grass grow like 4 inches and fertilize it. That'll naturally just like kill off weeds. So obviously you want to make sure whatever fertilizing you're using, it would be like an edible fertilizer. I don't know if they make that for grass, or I would have to research a little bit more, but I'm kind of just teaching and learning if you're going to continue to eat the weeds. I'm just teaching in myself. So I did take a bite to test to make sure I'm not allergic, but I know I'm not because I take dandelion tea. And then I know I'm not allergic to this also because my dad actually showed me that these are edible before, and he ate one and I ate one. This was when I was a little girl, but now I understand more about what it is because these are clover. So the flowers and the leaves are edible. They're supposed to taste like a pea, the leaves. The flowers are like a little sweet, so you can make them into like a tea or something. So yeah, I might just dry the clove out. I should give myself a dehydrator though. So you just dry the herbs. I've done it before by like hanging them upside down. Let me just take a little bite of this to see. It tastes just like the flower. I think this would be a nice tea. I'm gonna try the flower. It's a little vinegary. But yeah, that would be a nice tea. Okay, so now, and hopefully this garlic is good. It's been a while. So I moved. This can be like a little bit of an update as well while I'm preparing this. I moved not too long ago actually, and so I'm still in the process of getting settled in. But all the messages that I was receiving told me that I needed to move, and trying to just, you know, have a life where I'm more in connection with nature and can focus more on my spirituality. And it's interesting because a lot of my friends and people who are in similar paths, they are receiving the same messages and to go like towards the same like areas. So it seems like it's like something that's happening collectively. So this was I just knew like I had to get out of the city area. So first I moved out, and that was the step that I took, to move out of the city. And I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but everything said just to trust in the process. And I also want to bring that message to you guys. Trust in the process. Everything does not have to be perfect. Honestly, at the time, I had no idea that it would happen this fast. You know, I didn't even think I had all the funds I needed to do it, but I trusted the process. So I took one step. I just went out and started looking for houses, and every step that I took, believing in the goal and the dream, led to manifesting that dream and that goal. And here I am. So this environment is conducive to what I need to do and the work that I like to do. Okay. So just, you know, now working on getting settled in and then continuing the work. But it wasn't like an easy process. It was like basically the messages that I received while I was under the ayahuasca plant medicine, and I'll talk about that more in a later video. I had to step into my power and become that person that the plant medicine showed me that I need to be in order to reach my full potential. Okay. And that is being unapologetically me and apologizing for what I want or what I think I should deserve, and to stand up for those things, because I had a childhood where I could not be or express myself, and you know, the totalitarian authoritative figure, and I was being presented with similar figures like that in my adult life, and I believe that was for me to exercise what I had was shown under the medicine. So the journey here, there were, you know, the journey here wasn't smooth, but it was worth it. And I'm just looking forward to what's in store next, and want to take you guys along with me. So anytime a recipe calls for garlic, I always like to do like a bunch of garlic. Flavor. So I'm just chopping up some garlic. And if you roast garlic, this recipe actually says, you know, to roast the garlic, which you can do easily with some foil and some oil and a garlic bulb. Okay, so next I'm going to chop up some onions. This is kind of two recipes that I found. I'm going to kind of put them sounds better that way. Yeah, so where I am now, I'm closer to nature. I just moved closer to the rural areas. So I remember I went to the beach, and this is around the time that everything was really heightened with, what's going on, and all the restrictions in place and all that stuff. And I went into the water, and I was with a group of friends at the time, and it was like supposed to be this jovial occasion, but when I went into the water, and I just felt the energies of the universe, and it just felt like this is not the time to have fun. This is not the time to ignore what's going on in society and what's going on in the environment and pretend that things will go back to normal, because there will not be a normal things going back to normal. And this is why they're using the term new normal, because they won't be going back to the way that things were. And this is like a permanent change, and there is an overall plan. So here are things that need to be done. And I saw words flashing like famine and I was told, you need to drive and you need to get out of the city. And it was in alignment with dreams that I have had in the past about orchestrated chaos, agents orchestrating chaos. And so I listened, and I took my attention away from entertainment and removed people who didn't align with those things. And I listened, and I spent probably learn to drive when you're younger. If you have to don't drive when you're older, fine, but learn to drive when you're younger. I spent over $1,000 on driving lessons, and then so that's like the first step to being able to have mobility and a sort of freedom, and then moved away from the urban area. So where I live, and I'll show you guys a view of like the backyard and stuff. I'm still have neighbors and things like that, but it's more quiet. There's a lot of like camping grounds around here, and I have a view of the mountains off in the distance, but there's a view of the mountains. And I am going to be traveling to those mountains, and then I'm going to learn how to camp and Bushman 101 basically. I bought some books on that, how to survival skills, camping out there, and practicing that, and also attuning with the energies in nature. I'm taking a trip in the summer to and I'll share it with you. I'm going to record it, and then I'll share it with you. But I'm taking a trip, and I'm going to do some work with shamans. Okay, so you want to bring your salted water to a boil. So I'm just going to wait for that to come to a boil, and I'm going to throw the greens in there. So while that's happening, I'm going to saute this onions and garlic that I just cut up. I'm going to throw in the greens. Sorry you can't see the pot, but it's just boiled water. It's okay. Alright, just boil those for about 10 minutes. Here, I'm going to use vegan butter because I don't know, it just is more fatty, and 9:26 I have to take that out of the water, but it's more fatty, and when you have something bitter, mixing it with fat is supposed to help tone down the bitterness. Okay. Now, I was eating mostly plant-based, and then I started incorporating vegetarian into it. It's just easier, but I am going to go back to, I want to do just plant-based and raw, but today I'm going to have eggs because I have them. Put this Violife vegan cheese into the eggs. Happy morning. This is kind of like a vlog update. And I need to make my hot drink, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to need that drink for work. So you guys basically get to be part of my morning. So excited. So I'm going to have some black tea this morning. All right, so next, once you have them, you put them in the pan with the onions and the garlic. And then some people flavored them with soy sauce. That was one video I saw. Another person just put like a little bit of cayenne pepper and some nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor, and most people also add lemon. They didn't add lemon in that video because they said they didn't feel like adding lemon. But the soy, so I saw one where it was soy sauce and lemon, and then I saw one where it was lemon, cayenne pepper, and nutritional yeast. This cool cup I found, which is brew. Just gonna use. I usually do 2 tea bags because that's 80 milligrams of caffeine. Close that up. Tea should be made steeped and covered. So I'll give you guys a quick tea lesson if you didn't know this already. When you're making tea, never boil it because you're boiling off the oils, and also it's going to become too acidic. And do not, the only time I allow tea to come to a boil is when I'm making iced tea, and then I turn off very quickly. But I've dropped tea bags in the water before it even starts boiling, in the very beginning of the process, and then bring it to a boil and turn it off. Never boil it, and when you're gonna steep, it has to steep. Let it steep for like 5-6 minutes, and while it's steeping, it should be covered, because if not, the oils that have all the flavor evaporate off the top of the tea. So if you've been drinking, like just drop your tea bag in there, then you drink your tea, try covering it during the steeping process, and you're going to have a more tea that has more depth and flavor. You're going to notice a big difference. All right? Anyway, so I'm going to drop these eggs in here. I am adding the Violife vegan cheese. Okay, almost ready. Perfect, beautiful. Got scallions and some vegan cheddar cheese in there. Okay, we'll turn this pan back on. Add a little olive oil. just helps boil out bitterness. Okay. So now we're just gonna mix this all together. Mine is a little stemmy, but all of the plant is edible. I'm not one of those people who are just like, oh, cut off the stem. I do the same thing with my spinach. I'll leave stem. Nutrients is there. This is nutritious all the way down to the root. The root is what they're used to make the teas and the coffees. This cleanses your blood, it cleanses the liver. It helps like with your memory. It's an anti-carcinogenic, helps, you know, prevent cancer. Someone said it helps prevent the side effects of chemotherapy. I would have to research that more, but it's like a superpower food. So I just added the cayenne pepper. That's the lemon. But just a little soy sauce. Not too much. Like, I'll add a little bit of the nutritional yeast. Okay. Like this. So next to. And there you have it, guys.